I'll tell you guys, I've been catching some bass. I think it's gonna be a bass too. Yeah, it's a bass. I can see him way down there. The water is so clear. It's the clearest I've ever seen it on this lake, I think. And what it is, we ain't had any rain for about 2 weeks at all. And they're letting a lot of water out of Kerr Lake, which is above us. I got 2-pound test, guys, so I'm not just reeling them in. They've been letting a lot of water out of Kerr Lake above us, and it's clear. So, they spotted bass right here, weed death. This is 4 or 5 I've caught. And I'm on the river end. The reason I come up here, I haven't fished this end for a long time. So I thought I would come up here just to see if I can find some crappie. And I haven't seen a crappie yet, what anything I think would be a crappie. One more place to go. It's a bridge up here above me, as far as you can see. Y'all probably can't make it out on the camera. I'm going to go up and check that bridge out. If I don't catch anything there, we heading all the way back down the lake, which is about 6 or 8 miles to where I put in. He's a fat rascal. All right, yep, another bass, guys. This is gonna be a bass video. All right, guys, this makes 16 places I've been, and all I've caught is bass. There was 4 fish there, and they looked like the size of crappie should be. They didn't look like bass, but he could have been laying there below them, underneath of them. You know what I'm saying? And when he got the chance, he just ran up and grabbed it. And it's actually a largemouth. It's actually a largemouth bass. Spots have taken over. I'm glad to catch a largemouth. We're gonna make sure we get him back. He's pretty. I'm throwing a grub, guys. This is a silver bullet color grub. Bam! I think this is gonna be a crappie, guys. I haven't caught a crappie today. I've caught, I don't know how many bass, 5 or 6. And this makes 17th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th place I've been. I told y'all sometimes it's not easy. And this is a crappie. Bam. Guys, I said this Wednesday night, and I laughed about it, and I know some of y'all are watching it today. Today's Thursday, and I made it last night, the winner's video. And I know some of y'all laughed at me. It's a nice fish. And I said, you can't catch crappie unless you're amongst them. And you can't catch them unless they open their mouth and bite your bait. If they're not feeding, they're not interested, you're not going to make them bite. Live scope does not make them bite. Live scope teaches you that it doesn't make them bite. I've seen, now I haven't found many crappie. The first place I went to was a school, and all they did was follow it. And they'd pump it once in a while, tap it. I went to second place, and it was some sunfish mixed in. I caught a yellow breast there. That was nice. I might show you all that. Here's a nice one. The crappie there was the same way. They just followed. So then I made a move to a dock where I caught them last Friday. No, there was none there. That's why I'm going to go to the river end. I haven't fished the river end this year. So I went to way up to the river end. Went about 6 or 8 miles up. 6 miles probably upriver. And checked the bridge out. Caught a bass there. You're going to see that. Maybe I'll throw it in there just y'all can see what I was doing. And they were working on the interstate bridge, hammerjacking or something, so I didn't stop there. Sometimes they're around those pillars. But I went to a couple big stumps in the water that I've caught crappie off of many a times. Went to 2 that was close together, nothing. So I came back down, stopped at a dock before I came here, where I caught a bunch of them week before last, nothing. Told them mother's going crazy. So anyway, that's the first crappie I found that was even interested. I'm throwing the silver bullet grub. Okay, let's see if we can catch at least 2 more on it. Bam, guys, I think I found another one. The next cast. Now, he's coming in pretty easy. He fought hard at first. I've got 2-pound test. Yeah, he's a smaller one. I've got 2-pound test as y'all on this rod. It's the only rod I have 2-pound on. I've got 4 pound on those 4 laying there. I like the 2-pound, I really do. I know some of y'all fish standing timber. I watched some of the videos. These guys have shown the crappie on standing timber stuff. You can't fish 2-pound tests around stuff like that, guys. You got to watch around boat docks. But when you're fishing open water like this, and these are just roaming crappie, and there's a couple little piles of trash around here. These dock owners have thrown stuff out through time, and it's about gone now. Yeah, and there's some stumps scattered here. I told you just before, I came back to a place where I was about 2 weeks ago, just trying to find some fish. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just looking around, fan casting. If I see some fish moving, roaming fish, wolf pack as y'all want to call them, roaming, I'm throwing at them back in this creek. And they do that. The reason I went to the river end, I'm in the back of a creek now. It ends right, you can go probably as far as probably more than you can see here now, how far that goes. It gets really small. Is crappie are starting to move to the creeks, and when they start doing that, they will move up in that river end. And I have went up before and caught crappie after crappie. I got videos of it. Y'all seen where I was giving fish away. It was people fishing from the bank up there. It's a bank platform there, and I was catching them, going up and giving them to the people on the platform. So hey, y'all want some crappie? Okay, give me 20 minutes, I'll bring you some. And I was giving folks some crappie that wanted some. And they'll do that sometimes. They'll pile up in that river end. I mean, sometimes it'll be schools of 30, 40, 50 around stumps and stuff. But they haven't done it yet. That's the reason I went to the river end. So I come clean back down and came back to the back of a creek, and I found a couple fish. Let's see if we can catch a few more of them. I'm not gonna give up that easy. But I finally found some. Let's see if we can catch a couple of them. All right, guys, that's 3 casts and 3 fish. I didn't even see this fish. I threw over there and was reeling back. I'm not looking for my bait very often. Sometimes I do. I'm just fan casting right now. I'm not looking for my bait. I'm just casting around. I don't know if he's hooked that good. Like I said, I see a lot of scattered fish, some fish roaming. I seen a fish there a while ago on a little piece of trash. So I'm just fan casting. That lets me know that there's fish in this area. And like I said, there's a lot of scattered little piles here. They're not very big. I know I've talked to these guys before. I've been here before. These landowners have been here on these docks, and I've talked to them. But I'm just happy I'm catching something right now. There you go. Crappie are in transition. They've been like that for a couple weeks, and they're hard to catch. I run into some of y'all local guys. Talked to one this morning at the boat ramp, and if I was putting in. Fishing's a little tough. It's up and down. Bass are doing pretty good. Crappie are a little slow. Some of y'all using minnows I've talked to, and you're catching some, but you're saying the same thing I'm saying. You just gotta, you gotta jump to school. If you find a school that's like this, you gotta jump to school. They're starting to pile up more now in the fall. Some of them are still using boathouses. You just gotta find the right one. As you can see, this lake is loaded with boathouses. So that makes a job in itself. How many boathouses you gonna check? I think I probably checked 12 or 14 boathouses so far today. I hope this one's a crappie. I seen my 4 fish kicking along, and I threw out there and let it get where I thought was their depth. I never did see my bait. I just kept reeling it slow, where I thought, I don't think it's going to be a crappie. I just kept reeling it to the depth I thought I needed to be. That's what you do sometimes, right, guys? Oh, it is a crappie. He fought funny. He fought hard at first, and he quit, and I was just dragging him. And I told you, I feel like he had some weight to him. Bam. Man, this... Wow. Gosh, I'm surprised. I said this Wednesday night also, last night. We have a decent population of crappie here. It's crappie. Crappie here. But, gosh. We don't have a lot of the monsters that came out once I done that a lot of these lakes have. That's a nice crappie. I don't think he's 12 inches, but I think he's about 11 3/4. All right. Thank you, sir. All right, guys. Look here. There's a single fish out there. See, there's a little bit of something there. See, he's kind of hanging around. That's what I'm doing. I'm just looking at, there's a fish right there. I'm just looking around like this with my live scope and looking, and like I say, there's some little scattered trash around here. That's been here for years, ever since I've been fishing this lake. I've been here 23 years. Like I say, a lot of it is rotted. Some of it I went to check this morning has rotted. All right, guys, I got hung up a couple of casts ago and broke my jig off, so I tied on a lighter jig. I was throwing a 1/16, and I like that because I could fan cast, I could throw it further. But I wanted to see if I could catch one with the 1/32, because it's gonna move, I can move it slower. And so before I got hung up, I made about 4 casts, no fish. That's a small one, very small. Bam, got another one. 2 casts later though. They're getting smaller on me there. I caught one nice one out of in this area. So, can't complain. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop it right there. He's not 10 inches. He's about 9.5. And I said that Wednesday night when I was talking about fish here, and I mentioned that a couple minutes ago, guys. I know I didn't finish it. I got on that fish, but there you go. Maybe y'all can see. There you go. He's about 9.5. We don't have a lot of big fish here. 2 years ago, I caught 9 over 2 pounds in 1 year. And other people I knew that was fish here had caught some 2-pounders. And last year, I didn't catch any over 2. And this year, I haven't caught no 2-pounders here. So I think lakes run cycles. We had some nice fish here for a while. But I'll say this lake gets beat hard, guys, in the spring. February, March, April, there's a lot of crappie fishermen here. They're spider rigging, they're flatlining, and that type of thing. Up to about June, I see odd and end fishermen out here. A lot of them flatlining, pulling crankbaits, and then they disappear. And I would say about this time of year, they're gonna start rolling back, right? A lot of guys don't like to fish docks here because a lot of these docks have braces on them on this lake, and all they do is steal your jigs if you ain't careful. Even for live scope, you get hung up a lot. And the crappie get hard to find here, like I say, usually after about June. They move a lot. You just got to cover a lot of ground. And that's what I've done today. I've covered a lot of ground today, more than I have all summer, I reckon, just running trying to find some fish. I had an idea it would be some in the back of this creek, so I've been catching them here off and on now for about, 3 weeks? But I was trying to go to somewhere new, and it didn't work. I turned around and come back here to save today, and I caught some. So that's just how it works. But we have a decent crappie population, and we have a lot of fish from 9 to about 11 inches. You catch a lot that size. Over 11, you catch a few. Okay? Over 14, you catch one here and there. In the spring, yes. If you're going to catch big fish here, it's going to be March, April, May is usually when you catch a nicer fish. Yep. And we catch a few 14s, 15s. But it's not as good as it used to be. I've been told this, and I hope it's not true, that the spotted bass population here is unbelievable. It's growing so fast. That's why they've been telling us to kill them. That if that population keeps growing, the crappie fishing is going to go downhill. Yeah. So, you know, when I heard that, and the guy was telling me, said he got it from a couple people that have been around the spotted bass on other lakes and stuff. So, yeah, that's not a good thing. All right, guys, appreciate y'all. Silver Bullet Grub. It's in the hot tail grubs. There's quite a few colors in the Grub family in there. Check them out. Some of y'all have been buying them. I've sent some out this week. So there's some with tail colors. Winter has chartreuse tailed. There's some with orange tails. So hey, check them out. See if you find something you like. There's also a chartreuse color called Sunshine. It's good and bright. Yeah, check them out. There's orange with the chartreuse tails. I get asked this a lot, so I'm going to say it today. You ready? Lake Country Baits. www.lakecountrybaits.com. People ask me in the comments now, where can I find your baits? Look under the video. It's a connection right there. All you got to do is click on it, guys, and it'll take you right to the site. All right? Appreciate y'all, guys. See you next time. Fishing Lake Country.